Hi, my name is Gerhard Gschwandtner. Welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the great pleasure of meeting with Amy Slater. And she is the author of a wonderful book. It's called Moments, Magic, Miracles, and Martinis.
Thank you for having me.
At what moment did you have the inspiration for that book?
So I was on the phone with my personal coach, Chris Doris, one afternoon, and I said, I think I'd like to write a book. And this was just about a year ago. And he said, so what's stopping you? And there was my answer, that it was me. I was the one that was preventing myself from writing a book. And he said, so I guess you're writing a book. And I said, yes, I'm writing a book. So that's one of the chapters in my book, which is called Decide, Declare, and Do What It Takes. So once I decided, I had to tell everybody that I was writing a book, and then I had to do what it takes to get it done.
The title has multiple associations. When I think of moments, I think about the present moment. Is that what you meant?
Yes, a lot about moments. You're right, it has a lot of meaning. And it's about capturing those moments in time. First of all, you never know when it will be your last moment. And I found that it's those moments that I remember most in my life rather than big events. It's what I also call the spaces in between. And it's being present in that moment and capturing magic and miracles. And that's really what was the essence of the title.
Was on your website and love your blog post, and there was a blog from a few days ago where you went into a store and you wanted to buy a candle. Tell me that story.
Yes. So I was with my daughter, my youngest daughter, in the mall. She was with her friend, and they basically said, "Go away. We want to be grown-ups." And so I said, "Okay, I'll wander around on my own." And so I walked into a retail store, and they had scented candles, which I love. And there was a woman who approached me, probably 10 years older than I am, and she just started talking to me about the candles. And next thing I knew, she was talking to me about her sons and where they were in school, and they were at Berkeley, and that's where I went. So we had this common bond. And then for some reason, she started sharing her story with me about the struggles that she had gone through around divorce, and she was still trying to find a path forward. And I said, how long ago? And she said about 4 years ago, and that was about the same time for me. And she said, I just could use a little inspiration. And I said, well, I gave her my business card, and I told her about my book. I had my book in my purse conveniently, and I shared it with her, and she said, wow, I could use this inspiration. And the next thing I knew, I saw that she had made some comments. She had gone to my Facebook site, and if it's just one person that I inspire, then I feel like that it was all worth it.
I think it's a wonderful story that really shows that you have empathy. A lot of executives, they wouldn't even know how to spell the word empathy.
Yes, I would say that it's taken me some time to feel like I could bring that forward in a workspace. I'd say over the last few years, as I was going through my own personal journey of positive thinking, and I thought I could no longer survive if I really didn't put out my true self. And so I really lead from that place of positive mindset. I have the 4 agreements written on my board in my office by Don Miguel Ruiz, all about not taking things personally and not making assumptions, always doing your best. Those are the kinds of things that I give that book. I actually give the book, The 4 Agreements, to employees when they start working for me. They know when they walk in that door, they know what to expect. And they walk in and they say, I don't mean to be negative, but, and I said, then don't. Let's start from a different path.
Why do you think that corporate America is so afraid of creating an organization where feelings are accepted?
I would say that there's a fear. People have a fear of being vulnerable, and that they might appear weak by being vulnerable or being transparent, and that there's risk. There's risk in that, but there's risk in not. There's risk in not being vulnerable, because then you don't get the innovation or the creativity, the different points of view. And I constantly have to check myself to make sure that I'm inviting that kind of innovation and creativity on my team. And I think it's just about that, developing that awareness.
What is the reaction when you deliver a keynote on that subject?
It's an interesting integration because I think a lot of people say, okay, so you're an author and you're a business person. But at the end of the day, it's just me. And so when I present and I do my keynote speaking, it's really, I'm talking about sales, or I was talking about global sales, scaling global sales teams at the Aptus Accelerate conference. But really the point of view had to do with not only understanding process and technology, but it's about the people. It's about the people in another country that you have to remember what it means when you ask them to be on a conference call at 2:00 in the morning, or when you use idioms or things that are typically American. And those are the kinds of things that I like to integrate in conversations, business conversations, because after all, business is made up of people. And so it's really about people first, and then the business just follows.
Well, thank you so much, Amy.
Thanks so much for having me.